guys, welcome to my channel. I am running a little errand while I'm waiting on my daughter to get out of gymnastics. I'm going back to get her now. And I was like, I can just do a video because I used to watch Nikki Lynn back when all her older kids were little, over at a farmhouse full, and she used to make videos in her van like all the time, and I used to watch them. And I'm like, so why am I not making videos whenever I'm doing stuff? So I'm also not driving my truck, my diesel Excursion, so you can actually hear me. But I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because I had been requested to do I want to say I am going to do the Bible study, but I want that to be more of a formal video people can share, so this isn't going to be about that. But I got asked to do a video over independence and your kids, and I hadn't really thought about it, but I hadn't thought about sharing it, but I am a very big promoter on independence early on, and I wanted to give some just practical ways that I promote independence. And why do I promote independence so early? I understand everything about letting kids be kids and all the things. Like, I am 100% about that. However, I want my kids to be able to be responsible, and that's actually the character quality that we're working on right now, is responsibility. And I am all about my kids picking up their load. I always say we're a large family team, and everybody has to work together to the best of their abilities to help our family team run as smooth as we can. And so I learned early on, whenever my hardest transition of kids was going from 1 to 2 kids, and I was like, I need my oldest to do more than he's doing. And then obviously whenever I got pregnant with number 3, I needed both of them to do, more, and so on, so on. So I want my kids to be able to take care of themselves. And I always say many hands make light work, even if they are little hands. And mommy has more, the harder jobs right now are laid on me. And so I need my littles to do all the little jobs that they can do on their own. They're not always perfect, and there's always a lot of training time, obviously. Like, I have to go over things with them several times, and sometimes they just don't get it, and I end up getting stuck with the job anyway. But the biggest things is personal care. I teach my children. So for, like, as example, my 10-month-old right now, I get him dressed obviously every day, and he is starting to get the kind of the awareness when you're putting the shirt on to, like, push their arm through. And so I count the arm, like 1 arm, 2 arm, and pretty soon, by a year and a half, they're able to completely put their shirt on themselves. If they go to grab at the shirt and pull it down themselves, I allow that to happen because I want them to get used to dressing themselves. All my kids dress themselves. If I'm going out somewhere or we're going to church or something, I lay their clothes out, but I do not have to get any of my kids dressed. They're all able to do that on their own. So that's one of the first things that I do. Another first thing that I do with my kids is cleaning up after themselves. I am a big no kids in living spaces that guests come to see, like living rooms and stuff. I do no kid toys except for whoever is the resident baby has some type of decorative basket that goes with my decor in the living room. And so I allow it for a period of time. So my children that are littles get a basket downstairs. So now that he is walking and he's picking up toys and very aware of, using his fine motor skills, he's practicing that, I start training them to pick up their own toys. So, for example, we clean up his toys, and I give him one and I put one in the basket. I'm like, now you do it. And I work on that a couple times a week. I will do another video because I've been also asked about what I do with littles in the schoolroom. I'll do another video about that at a different time. But, so anyways, in the schoolroom, I have these little, what's the company? Learning Resources has like these little boxes, and they're all different colors, and each color, like the yellow box has, yellow things that go in it, and they're like plush toy. And so I tried to just give him one of those boxes, one of the colors, and I say the color repeatedly, and I just give it to him to play with really while the whole time. So he will unload it, and then I'll go look in there. I'll be like, oh, he's already unloaded it. I try to get him to load it back up with this stuff. I'm just practicing putting toys away. That way, whenever, my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old share a room, and they can clean their room. They can vacuum their room, allow them to vacuum. It's not always perfect, but it is where I can look in there and it's decent. And sometimes I have to get onto them several times, but it does happen. They are capable of doing it. Hygiene is another thing. They all do their own personal hygiene by this time. My 3-year-old, I do still have to check her and make sure that, obviously I check all of them, but I make sure that she's washed her hair properly, and she's washing her body. But I teach them early on, as soon as they're able to like stand up and shower. We do mostly showers. Occasionally I do baths, but they're just messy and I'm not a fun mom, I guess. But we do showers. I teach my kids how to shower themselves, so they are able to wash their own bodies, brush their own teeth. They brush their hair. I do their hair, and I make sure that their teeth are brushed and everything and stuff like that. But they do it themselves. Not their hair, but they will be able to at least brush the tangles out of their hair. On days that we're not going anywhere, I do allow my girls the option of doing their own hair. Both of my girls are able to do, they are 3 and 5 years old. They are able to do ponytails and buns. They're not always perfect, but they are practicing to be able to do their own hair, and take care of their own hygiene is like my big thing. My oldest, who is 10, is able to do deodorant and things like that on his own. I just usually have to remind him, like, hey, did you do that? Yes or no answer, and just make sure that it's getting done. But I've created chore packs early on whenever they were younger. Now that they're older, they don't really need them. It's more like a fun thing. And I was going to redo them and add some more things. And I just put them on lanyards and allow them to kind of mark them off on their own. They don't do it anymore because they don't need it. But I'm slowly adding more things that they can do. My oldest, who is 10, can unload the dishwasher. And my second child, who is about to be 8, can switch laundry and load the washer. He can put soap in. He's not allowed to do bleach. But, and he can unload it. My kids carry laundry upstairs. I mean, they are able to do a lot of things. They also, roll the trash cans out to the street. There's a lot of things that they do. Now, I'm not saying that they do it all the time, 100% perfectly, but majority of the time they do it on their own. I'm just trying to think of some examples, because I feel like talking about it is one thing, but actually saying like, this is things that I let them do and ages. But yeah, I start small, guys. I start when they're babies, and this has just like been a way of life, and they all know kind of to do it. Now, I do obviously have to get in their room and do deep cleaning. You can look at my homemaking schedule, which has kind of been like, because we've been so busy, but I need to get back on that. But Tuesdays is usually the day that I had scheduled to go into the kids' room. They clean them. I just do the touch up, like pulling stuff out from the crevices of the deep, and I make sure that that's done. I wash their bedding as well, and I make their beds very well. Made bed in the morning is a big deal to me. Early on, whenever I was just drowning in babies, I just remember getting in bed with a made bed just made me feel accomplished, even if I didn't do nothing but sit down and nurse all day. My second was such a little want to nurse all the time. This baby is 2. Brennan, he's in here. That's why I'm pointing, but he's asleep as well. But he was a very big nurser. Now that he's getting older and he's eating more, it's not as much. But I just remember crawling in bed, like going into my room at night, and my room being cleaned with a made bed. Made me feel like something got accomplished. So I make the kids' beds very well, like tucking as much as I can, very tightly, and that way they're really just pulling up and kind of straightening out. It doesn't always look perfect. I do have kids that I don't know how, like, totally get the whole comforter out and like get burrito wrapped, and they have to do it themselves, and it doesn't always look how I would do it, but it's getting them into, the right way of making their bed every day. What are some other things that I do? I'm trying to think. Oh, the cleaning up the backyard is my kids' responsibility. I do go out there and make sure that, because we live in a really windy area in Oklahoma, and there'll be trash, like bits of trash everywhere. And sometimes our dog gets into trash or tears something up. And so I get out there and make sure like that stuff's getting done. But overall, like all the big toys, we have a huge, big toy box that they are able to clean up the backyard by themselves. It is also my boys, who again are 7, almost 8, and 10, to clean up the dog poop. They do that completely on their own. I don't even have to mess with it. I've never messed with it. They've done it since day one. The rabbit, however, I do clean the rabbit cage every 2 to 3 days. Now the rabbit is in the house, so that's like, I make sure it's done. However, I make my 5-year-old gather all the supplies. She helps me the whole time that I'm there. She throws away anything that needs to be thrown away. And then my kids are fully responsible for feeding and watering the animals, and grooming, like brushing them and stuff like that. I just make sure that my kids know, like, if you want something like an animal, it is your responsibility to make sure that that is done. And yeah, so I hope this was informative. I hope this was helpful. But overall, whenever you're in a family and you need things to get done, it is overwhelming for the mom. Even me, I feel like sometimes people think that I'm just like this veteran mom that has everything together, but it gets overwhelming and I want a break. And I'm not going to get the break because the family needs fed, clothed, and the house needs clean always. But I can give myself a break by teaching my children as they grow to take on more responsibility and help out with the tasks that can be helped out with. My kids can like load the dishwasher and stuff like that. I just want to make sure stuff is still clean because of their age. But like I said, unloading it, simple like wiping down walls. I give my kids, I'm like, you're the one that touches the walls and makes these marks. So, like you're going to clean them up. Things like that. But I'm still the one that's scrubbing toilets, doing the dishes, the laundry. My husband does help out a lot as well. But I think overall, have grace with yourself in seasons. I'm obviously not tip-top shape after having a baby. It's an adjustment. Some babies I've bounced back faster than others. Number 5, it's been hard for me. Like, I'm like, this is an adjustment. Also, how needy your baby is. Going from my girls who weren't really needy, they were good with nursing, they were good with put me in the swing, put me in the bouncer, put me in the carrier, I will be wore forever. My boys are like that too. Obviously Brennan likes to be worn, but my boys are a lot more active and a lot more needy than my girls were. And so just your season of life that you're in, have grace with yourself, because it's not always going to be like that. And I try to savor the moments, but it's frustrating. I understand. It's frustrating whenever your kids totally depend on you, especially as a military spouse, or, I know a lot of us are married to husbands that work, 12-hour days, and they're tired when they come home. And so you're not really getting that relief all the time. And, it's a lot. If you need to take a break in a day, 1 or 2 days, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to read, or I'm going to go on a play date with my friends and get out of the house. Go do that because you need it. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, I want to promote independence. If you guys want to know more specifics on certain things, comment down below. And I will do like maybe like part 2. If you want to see me like actually instructing a child, maybe like me showing Brennan how to do the pickup toy thing, or maybe like a how to, I don't know, whatever, just like comment down below, let me know, and I'll do another video. Sometimes I'm like, I have all these ideas to do for videos, or I get a lot of questions and I'm like, how in depth do they want to see? Like, was this good? I don't know. If you like these little chatty vlogs, this would be easy for me to do sometimes, because I drive, my truck is loud, so you might not be able to hear me as well if I'm driving in my truck. But you know, I think more of these like chatty informational blogs might be helpful. I don't know. Let me know. I need to know. But yeah, look forward. I know I've been saying for like ever, I'm gonna do the Bible study. If that's you and you've been waiting for that and you see this video, I'm gonna do it. I just want it to be more official so people can share it and refer back to it, and things like that. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. Please like, subscribe, and if you like my channel, please share. Everything helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.